Hello, welcome back to the Walkaround video. My name is 𝗨𝗪𝗶𝗁𝗁 with Ames for Performance, and today we have a 2024 Saleen 302 white label, finished off in gorgeous and new for the year, Vapor Blue Metallic, number 23 for the year. We'll talk about everything from the front, the back, anything in between, but first, let's get things started off with the wheels and tires. For the wheels, we have a staggered setup along with the tires, 20x9 up front, 20x10 in the rear. These are the Saleen 5-spoke aluminum, forged aluminum wheels. This is the optional carbonite finish. Saleen engraving on one of the spokes, gorgeous badge in the middle as well. Wrapped around General G-Max RS summer tires, 275s up front, 305s in the rear. Don't worry, you could always go stickier compound or a wider setup. That's what it comes with the factory for a perfect stance. Behind that, we can see the Saleen Color Lab red brake calipers with the black Saleen decaling. Looks fantastic. And of course, the front rotors are upgraded as well for the drill and slotted look. And don't forget, even a white label has Saleen-specific upgraded suspension components, just so you can be quite the force on the track. Different springs, front and rear, and of course, the sway bars are upgraded too. On the front of the new Saleen 302, you'll notice that everything is completely different from a regular 24 Ford Mustang, and that's because Saleen specializes in making fiberglass custom pieces, just like this front end. So we'll start from the bottom, and we'll make our way up top. At the very bottom, you notice Saleen's splitter, silver pinstriping to match the decals on the side. Now don't worry, all that extra downforce generated does not get wasted, because underneath both headlights you notice two slits, and that's to channel all the air that's generated from the front splitter evenly on both sides of the vehicle. Then towards the headlights you'll notice a little bit of eye shadowing on there, just like a football player would have, to make it a much more aggressive look when you're looking at it from a rear mirror in the car in front of you. Now, on the sides of the headlights, you also notice that the sharp edge has been rounded out to give it a much more sleek look to it. And in between the headlights is the Saleen signature red line grille. Saleen badging on one side looks iconic and absolutely gorgeous. And underneath the left side or driver's side headlight, you can see the serialization number 23 for the year. Each car is individually serialized, so you cannot forget it when you're at a car show. Now, moving on to the hood. The heat extractor on the hood is actually wider than a regular Mustangs will be. Color match and looks fantastic. And towards the windshield, you notice this black vinyl striping there. Now, there's a lot of different reasons for this. One of them is just being looks like a much more even proportioned car. And of course, it reduces glare as a driver as well. And once we get to the interior, we'll talk about all the other goodies that Saleen did to make this vehicle more driver-centered. Moving on to the front fenders of the Saleen 302, iconic racing decals reading 302, with the matching silver that we saw on the front splitter. Right underneath of that Saleen 4-valve badging, white in between it to signify that this is a white label, a yellow and a black label come with different badges. And on the side skirts, the pinstripe continues, and we'll see more of that on the rear. My favorite piece of all has to be on the rear quarter windows, where there's a color matched piece reading off Saleen, and you can see it perfectly every time you jump in and out of this thing to remind yourself you're not driving a regular Ford Mustang, but a Saleen 302. And to finish things off, windshield banner reading off Saleen. Just like it did up front, we're going to start from the bottom and make our way up top. On the bottom, you notice the rear diffuser, the pinstriping continues. And of course, the rear diffuser houses the gorgeous quad-tip Saleen exhaust with polished tips. And don't you worry, it sounds as good as it looks. And thank you so much, Saleen, for bringing back the rear Decklid. The Mustang looks complete with it. Saleen badging right in the middle, finish off in a gorgeous red. Underneath of that, 3D emblems reading off Saleen. And the backup camera works flawlessly. And above that, we have the Fox Body inspired rear spoiler. Absolutely aggressive. I love it. Color matching. And this is why Saleen, again, specializes in making fiberglass pieces just like this. And on the trunk, just like the front windshield, there's a little black stripe that goes all the way throughout it. Again, to reduce glare for driving purposes, but overall, looks-wise, makes the car look much more aggressive and more proportional. Jumping into the Saleen 302, the first thing you're greeted with is the Saleen door sill, stainless steel finish, looks great, and oh my gosh, where do I start on the interior? I'll start with the steering wheel. So we got a leather and Alcantara finished outer edge, red stitching, red striping at the very top as well, so you can really nail down your apex when you're on the track. And right in the middle, no more Mustang badge, we got the Saleen badge right there. And this particular unit is finished with the optional leather upgrade. So all the seats have been reupholstered, red stitching, black leather, and the design in the middle, along with Saleen embroidered on the headrests, on, again, all the seats. And I gotta love what Saleen did regarding the tablet situation on the new Mustang. We all know that the screens look like an afterthought, kinda, on the new Ford Mustangs, and now there is this dash cover piece that matches the leather of the rest of the vehicle along with the red stitching. to make the entire vehicle, again, much more driver-centered, driver-focused, and overall looks more clean with that. And the handlebar as well, same leather, same stitching pattern going on here as the rest of the interior. And if this was a manual equipped version, this was a 10-speed equipped version, there'd be a different shift knob, a 10-speed automatic. I think it's very capable, especially hooked up to a 5-liter V8. Speaking of that, the 5-liter V8 in this has a little bit more horsepower than a regular bone stock 24 Ford Mustang will. This has 510 horsepower at the crank. And the upgraded final drive ratio, which should be 355s for an automatic, 373 for a manual. This is optional, but for stock units that we house at Ames Full Performance, we love to put that in there because we believe that that makes a big difference in driving feel. And just to finish things off, Saleen 302 white label 24-023, signifying that this is a 24 model year and this is the 23rd one built. Now, let's take a listen. Man, does this thing sound sweet. And the fact that this is the warranted vehicle, brand new, of course, fully financeable, man, that's just icing on the cake. There you have it, folks. 2024 Saleen 302 white label, finished off in a gorgeous vapor blue metallic, number 23 for the year. This particular unit is currently available, but of course, I recommend calling us or checking us on our website to check on its availability and to see units similar to this one. And I think that's it, folks. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. And I think that's it, folks.